Hey friends, welcome to another episode of Live Boldly with Sara. Today we're going to be talking about this concept of Bushido. It's the Japanese way of the warrior, the code of conduct of the samurai. Every other week I bring to you something that I have been implementing in my own life, and Bushido is it right now. It's where your emotions are not taking over your mind, your thoughts, your actions. How can we show up in a more calm way in our life? Now, before I dive into that, I want to remind you of two things. Number one, we have a Grand Canyon retreat coming up January 29th through February 2nd. This may be our last one. I'm not sure because it depends on what happens within the Grand Canyon and the work that they are doing on the water pipeline. Right now, we have 2 spots left. We do a month and a half of coaching pre-retreat, which is 5 days in the Grand Canyon, this retreat, and 1.5 months of coaching post-retreat. We dive into everything from making bold moves, working through resistance, imposter syndrome, finding that version of you that you wouldn't be able to otherwise in a space that is, well, one of the 7 wonders of the world. I mean, come on, it's incredible. And this particular retreat is co-ed. If you are interested, message me, Sara@sarachiltoncrayons.com. There is no better time to make the bold move and find that version of yourself who you have always intended to be than right now before stepping into 2024. Again, we start work next week, so make sure that you message me right away. Also, Dr. Sandra Brown is on the pod next week. She is the author of Women Who Love Psychopaths. This episode is not necessarily about psychopathy. It will help you in both your personal and professional life. So bring your journals to next week's episode and grab notes that you, my gosh, I mean, I'm telling you, that episode, it was mind-blowing for me. I've used so much of what I've learned already, and I hope the same for all of you. Share it with your friends, your family members, your colleagues, because it will help both in the personal and professional life. Now, let's talk about Bushido. Where did this come from? Well, as you know, I am a single mom. I have 3 sons. My middle son plays water polo for USC. My younger son is he's the starting point guard on his varsity basketball team. So I've sat on a lot of pool decks and in a lot of stands in my life. I've also coached my youngest son's basketball team through the years, well, when he was really young, not anytime recent. I have really been immersed in the world of sports, and it can be very, very high impact, high stressful. It also can be a really big metaphor for life, right? Sometimes we are the player. Sometimes we are the coach. Sometimes we are the referee. We are all sorts of different parts in our life, right? This season of water polo, we just came out of it, the USC water polo season, and there was a lot of high, intense, high impact that happened. And through the season, I did a little bit of reflecting on how metaphorical of this is as a parent in the stands or on the pool deck, as it is for life. How we show up watching a sport, or how we show up being a participant in some way, if it's like, a participant in the stands or whatever, also impacts the people around us. It impacts the people that are playing, right? It impacts our teammates. It impacts the organization, the community, just everything. And I'm just going to state it, hand raised. I have not always been proud of how I have shown up in the stands or on the court or on the pool deck. I just haven't. I have yelled things that I shouldn't have yelled. I have said things I shouldn't have said. I've reacted in ways I shouldn't react. And what I noticed, like I said, is how much that also relates to life. Like if you're going to show up in the stands with this, and be this negative person, or shout at the refs, or get mad and angry, it's not going to help the people that are your teammates or those people that you are watching, or how, it's not the energy, even the energy that you are putting out, right, in that space, that's not going to come back to you in a very good way, because what you put out is also what you attract, right? And so the parents, which I love the parents on this USC water polo team. We have a tremendous, incredible group of parents that support our kids. We are so freaking dedicated to how they are, how they show up, and how they are in the pool. And we were talking about this. And one of the moms and dads who I love, you know who you are if you're listening to this, they had the conversation offline between themselves about this particular topic, right? Like how we are in the stands is also going to be a direct reflection of what happens within the pool. And they came up with this concept. They were talking about this concept of Bushido. And Bushido is literally, there are 8 virtues that you follow in this world of Bushido. The recent virtues of Bushido are justice, courage, mercy, respect, honesty, honor, loyalty, and self-control. And within this way of practicing Bushido, in this code of conduct that you have as this way of the warrior in the samurai way, it's about really allowing yourself to step into those 8 virtues, and especially that one of self-control for me anyhow, in understanding that how we are or how we show up in this world is going to impact not only who we are as a human, but those people within our space. So if we're going to react in a way, like even just think about if you are getting impatient, you're driving down the 405 in LA, and I always use the 405 because I am not one to love the 405. If you are impatient, or if you are showing up in a way that is only going to create more chaos, more drama, more problems, you are going to attract more chaos, more drama, more problems, right? Because what you put out is also what you receive. And so when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to, listen, my family, my boys, high performing athletes, they love to win. I love to win. I do. I am somebody that I love going and climbing the mountains. I love going, and I push myself to the extreme. I love stepping outside of my comfort zone. There's also that tipping point where when your emotions, when your anger, when your frustration, when things are not going our way, when it tips over that point and you lose self-control, you're also going to lose so much more in the process, right? You're going to lose your courage. You're going to lose your respect. You're going to lose so much more than simply the game. You're going to lose your honesty, your honor, your loyalty, your justice, your mercy. You're going to lose all of it. And so as I have been stepping out of this season, we're done with the season of water polo. And it's just as my son is stepping out as an athlete, right? And like they finished their season, we as parents are also stepping out of the stands and really reflecting on how can we best continue to bring Bushido, this concept, right, into not only the stands for next season, but also for me anyhow, I'm thinking about how I can bring it into my life on a daily basis. One of the things that I do is take time for me. It's something that I have to do every single day. I try to. I also, in those intense, just those moments where you just know that like there's so much happening behind the scenes, right? Like things get really, really intense in my life at times. When I'm in those high intense moments, I sit back and I think about Bushido and taking that breath and remembering the virtues, remembering what is this really all about anyhow? What is this really about anyhow? And how can I really step into a little bit more self-control, taking that breath with my emotions, my feelings, and not letting that take over my thoughts so that I'm not reacting, but I can instead respond in a better way, a more healthy way that not only impacts me in a more healthy way, but impacts those people around me in a more healthy way as well. So I encourage you, step into this, try it. Like when things get super high intense or high stressful, or, where you're just like, ugh, the world, especially, as we're stepping out of 2023 and stepping into 2024, and things can get overwhelming, right? In life, especially during the holidays. Where can you bring a little bit more of that self-control, of that Bushido in, taking that breath and really thinking about those virtues and how they will serve you in a much better way than reacting in a way that you could possibly simply be a little bit not so proud of yourself by, right? So that's my learning for today for all of you. I hope that it helps you. Please share it with others. Make sure that you spread this into the world, because that's what we are here to do. And again, if you would like to take a little Bushido into your life, into that Grand Canyon, because we will be doing that. We will be practicing these when we are down there. Please message me, sarah@sarahschultenkrantz.com. And I would love, 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 love to have the conversation with you. I'm really curious, who is going to take these last 2 spots? Because I know it's going to happen. So who are they? Who are those people that are going to take those last 2 spots? Is it going to be you? Let me know. We'll talk to y'all soon. I love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.